Hey,
Hey, Mark, how are you?
sorry guys. I was on my iPad earlier and I had to come grab a bite to eat, and I'm on my phone now, and Zoom wasn't downloaded. That was my fault.
It's all
No
good.
worries.
All right, so Mark, thank you for joining us today at infamoushorrors.com.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, what drew you to the character in Alone that you played? Because it is a tough character to play, and you absolutely nail it. So, what drew you to the character?
Um, I loved I loved reading the script, and when I got to the phone call, it just added layers that I didn't expect there.
Right, and how was it like being on set with Jules? Because this is like an isolated cast where it's like a two-person show all throughout, and the movie depends on your chemistry throughout the film. So, how was it like working with Jules on this movie?
Uh, we kind of hit it off from the beginning. We obviously got to spend quite a bit of time together, and we were all living in an apartment complex that we were close to each other, and she and I just had I mean, we're still good friends to this day. But yeah, it just kind of grew as we shot the film.
And what was it about working with John that also helped so much? Because he brought up like inspirations for this film, like Joel. Was there any kind of tips that he gave you and Joel was working on Alone as well?
Yeah, I mean, John, yeah, he captained the ship and gave us. He John was great about kind of guiding us in very subtle ways, but he also gave us a lot of freedom to do what we felt the characters would do as well.
And you always mentioned that you guys didn't really rehearse a whole lot. So did that help making the film feel more realistic with your performances in filming, to where as if like you rehearsed it, didn't feel as like forced or anything? Did it help kind of build the chemistry between you two that you didn't have to rehearse and you kind of did it on the spot as well?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't remember many rehearsals. We probably did have some, but I think just on the day we would we were John gave us, he gave us time to play around um and to not really base our performances on where the cameras were going to be, and kind of flip that and um adapted to what we were doing.
Right. And having this kind of year where we're dealing with the pandemic, but yet we have drive-ins making a comeback. How is it like dealing with this early success that you guys are having with Alone as well in this year, where it won't be playing in many theaters, but yet it is the perfect throwback drive-in style film that could get a huge crowd in the drive-in this year?
Oh, I mean, when I heard that Magnet was going to be doing it at drive-ins, I thought it was, I think it's the perfect fit. I mean, it's kind of like a throwback 80s thriller, and I feel like it just takes you back to that time when you did do drive-ins. So I hope it does. I hope it gets out there and does well with them.
And how did you get inspired to be an actor growing up? Was there any like theatrical plays you adored or any films that stood out to you? How did you get inspired to become an actor?
Um, Dead Poet Society was kind of the film that made me want to be an actor. Uh, After I saw that, I remember thinking I want to do what those people did that made me feel this way. I want to do that. And that was probably that was in my first year of college, I think.
Oh wow! So you were kind of late getting on to becoming like you wanted to become an actor, being your freshman year of college. But how did you get into the business? Like, were there any auditions, or like, what kind of got you into the business?
Um, well, just to emphasize your point, I'm a late bloomer in a lot of ways, and acting was definitely one of those. I mean, when I went to New York when I was 27 and studied there for a couple of years at the William Esper Studio, and then just started pounding the pavement after that. And a wonderful casting director named Lex Fogel cast me in this show, Generation Kill, and that was kind of my first big audition and first good job. So that opened doors that wouldn't have been opened otherwise.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for joining us at Infamous Horrors. It's been really fun getting to know you, and congratulations with your character. And before we go, I wanted to say this. When I first looked at the trailer and saw you in there, I had to do a double take because you look like Kevin Bacon so much. So I actually had to look up who was the actor